All right. Shalawam Akim out there. First and foremost, before I start, I want to give all praises to Yahawah by Shem, Yahawashi. Yahawah, that's the name of the Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly calls God. And Yahawashi, that's the name of his beloved Son, who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. Double honors to the apostles, a great millstone, and peace and mercy to the elect by Shem Harakakwadash, in the name of the Holy Spirit. All right, man, this one right here is going to be a straight history lesson. And the title of it is Why Are Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans Divided? Here's the history. So what I'm going to do in this lesson right here, I'm going to go through the history of the Southern Kingdom, which makes up the what you would, for lack of better words, the Negroid tribes, and then the Northern Kingdom, which make up the Latino and Native American tribes. I'm going to go and show you what happened, what made it split, because we make up the 12 tribes of Israel. And right now, you have a lot of degenerates, a lot of agents of Satan that's basically trying to say that all the tribes are Negroes. And then you have another flip side to it, where you have certain demonic, silly doves, agents of Satan, saying that all the Northern Kingdom make up the tribes of Israel. So in this lesson, I'm gonna go through the history and show you through the scriptures, and may this lesson be edifying. So getting straight to it, what you're looking right here is the 12 tribes chart. We have figured out that we are the Israelites, and Judah is the Negroes, Benjamin is the West Indians, Levi is the Haitians. Now these three tribes, you make up the Southern Kingdom of Israel, and Simeon is the Dominicans, Zebulun is the Guatemala to Panama, Central Americans, Ephraim is Puerto Ricans, Manasseh is the Cubans, Gad is the North American Indians, Reuben is the Seminole Indians, Asher is the Colombia to Uruguay over there in South America, Naphtali is Argentina to Chile in South America, and Issachar is the so-called Mexicans. All right, you make up the 12 tribes of Israel, and these are all brothers with each other. And from Simeon down to Issachar, that makes up the Northern Kingdom. All right, now let me play some of these videos here, showing this guy Fopi basically saying that basically the Latino Native American tribes isn't of Israel, man. Just to show you the demonicness of some of these Israelites out here. All right.
That is right. The Mexicans descendants are also of Asian descent.
Now this is a nigga from the Southern Kingdom, huh? And this nigga is talking crap. This is what I'm saying. We're split. The Lord split us on purpose. All right, it was all part of the curses. I'm gonna get all this.
That is right. The Mexicans descendants are also of Asian descent. These are their relatives right here. Their distant cousins right here. Okay, don't let these Negroes fool you. The Mexicans are not Israelites whatsoever. They never lived over near the region of Africa and what we call the Middle East today. Never. They never dwelt in that region. Never.
So as you can see, that's all I need to play this guy. This is one of those cats that goes back into history that was fighting against each other. They was fighting The Southern Kingdom and Northern Kingdom was fighting against each other, and this guy is still pushing that energy. All right, the Most High did make it to where the kingdom split, but now we're at the latter part of the end, and the Most High has brought us back together. And this nigga still taken by that. He's still taken by that split. All right, trying to say that the northern kingdom and the northern kingdom Latinos and the Latinos and the Native Americans come from what Chinese people basically, you know, Japanese and Chinese people, Asians. No, they don't, man. They go back to the 12 tribes. Now these guys right here is the flip of it. That's the crazy. These guys believe that it's all Native American Latinos. And look how far these dudes went. They took an image, you know, just an image of what we depict for edification of Yahawashi, spit on it and burned it. Showing you that they still are taken by that split as well. They still are taken by that split as well.
For our nation and our people. You see this image for our nation and our people. You see these images right here? These images are false gods. These are the images and idols of the Canaanites that are amongst us today. They're pushing their own images. You see? It's garbage. This image right here, garbage too.
See? The guy spit on it because he's still taken by the split of hating the Negroid tribes. He spit on the image of the Lord. And the image of who the world ignorant called Jesus Christ. He's a so-called black man. He will be considered a so-called black man, a Negro. You see? And then the guy goes as far as, check this out. He goes as far as burning it.
It's going to burn. All with their false doctrines and black supremacy ideologies. Latinos and Native Americans need to understand this is not your God, this is guidance. You see?
So you can see this guy right here burning the image of the Lord because he still has that hate for the Negroid tribes, going back to the split in the history of what happened to us. You see that? So you got guys who just favor the northern kingdom, and then you got guys who just favor the southern kingdom. But guess what? The end time prophecies prove against all of that. And then in our very camp, GMS Los Angeles over here in California, right? We're spitting an example that the Most High is using. This is the brothers who speak the Spanish. Check these brothers out. And these brothers are dear unto me. Especially the brother, you know, this brother right here, Yahawah, right? That brother right there is from the tribe of Zebulon, Central America. All these brothers is dear unto me. You know, I love all these brothers right here. These are dope brothers. I learned a lot from these brothers. It's particularly this brother, Yawanathan. You know, this brother right here that you see, that brother right on the screen, he'll show you how to be austere, man. Brother name is Yakal. Beautiful brother. The brother Yawanathan right here, brother showed a hell of a lot of how to be hospitable. You know, this brother right here, Yawanathan. Because growing up around the southern kingdom, you learn how to be hella selfish. The northern kingdom, they're not as selfish. They're more family oriented. But sure enough, I learned a lot from these brothers. Right? And this is the image. I mean, this is proof that the Most High is bringing us back. And we are the Latino tribes and the Native American tribes is a part of the tribes of Israel. Why are they teaching out there, going strong? These brothers that break down the scriptures to you and teach you about the Most High. Come on, man. So these two guys are out of their goddamn mind. Fopi, this guy Fopi, and these two demons burning the image of the Lord like that. Right? Now, what first thing that happened to us is that we got cursed by the Most High. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 54. It says, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil towards his brother. So the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, I was going to be evil towards each other. Okay, that was a part of the curses for breaking the statute, laws, and the commandments of the Heavenly Father. Right? So the Most High put a curse on us. So we shun, if you're from the northern kingdom, you shun the southern kingdom. And if you're from the southern kingdom, you shun the northern kingdom because it was a part of the curses. Okay? It says, so that the man is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes should be evil towards his brother. Okay? Now, the split happened during the time of King Solomon after his death. After the death of King Solomon, which was a part of the southern kingdom, the kingdom was rent or split. The Negroid tribes got split away from the what you would call the Native American and Latino tribes. That's when it happened. And we haven't been together since 3,000 years, over 3,000 years, slightly over 3,000 years, a little bit over 3,000 years. Now, King Solomon, he was born around, it says 1010 BC. Some scholars say 100 years before, give or take. So Solomon was on the scene 1,000 years before Yahawashi came. And when Yahawashi came on the scene, it was 2,000 years later where we are at today. So that makes up 3,000, give or take 3,000 years. The southern kingdom and the northern kingdom haven't been together. That's a long time. Now you can see why the animosity and the hatred towards each other built up so much, because we haven't been around each other for so long. Okay? So let's get a little bit into this history. But see, the Most High, the Heavenly Father, got his election coming back together. We're coming back together. The Negro, Latino, Native Americans, as a part of the elect, we're coming back together in the spirit. Let's get a little bit of this history now. I'm going to go through 1 Kings 11 and the 1 Kings 12. I'm going to be jumping around in the verses, just hitting the points and showing you what happened in the history. All right, so this is 1 Kings 11 and 1. It says, but King Solomon loved strange women, together with the daughter of Pharaoh, women of the Moabites, Ammonites, Edomites, Zidonians, and Hittites. So what's going on here? King Solomon started taking on these other nations' women and started loving them. And it got to the point where he started to worship their gods, as we read down. It says, of the nations concerned of which the Lord said unto the children of Israel, you should not go in to them, neither shall they come in unto you. For surely they will turn away your heart after their gods. Solomon clave unto these in love. So there's a scripture, I believe it's Deuteronomy, I forget, 23 and 1. You can search it yourself, but the Most High gave the nation of Israel stern warning not to mess with the other nations' women, because what will happen is these women will get you to worship their gods, and the Heavenly Father is a jealous power. It says, and he had 700 wives, princesses, and 300 concubines, and his wives turned away his heart. So the woman got to him. It says, for it came to pass when Solomon was old, when his understanding started to fail, when he was old, that his wives turned away his heart after other gods. See? And his heart was not perfect with the Lord his power, as was the heart of David his father. For Solomon went after Ashtaroth, the goddess of the Zidonians, and after Milcom, the abomination of the Ammonites. So Solomon did evil in the sight of the Lord and went not fully after the Lord, as did David his father. So when King Solomon slipped like this and started worshiping these, giving reverence to these other gods, that's when all the negative started coming to the nation of Israel. It says, I'm jumping down to verse 9. It says, and the Lord was angry with Solomon because his heart was turned from the Lord power of Israel, which had appointed unto him twice. which had appeared unto him twice, and had commanded him concerning this thing, that he should not go after other gods, but he kept not that which the Lord had commanded. So Solomon became when he started going off. It says, wherefore the Lord said unto Solomon, for as much as this is done unto thee, and thou hast not kept my covenant and my statutes, I have commanded thee, and will surely rend the kingdom from thee, and will give it to thy servant. So the Lord just told Solomon right there. That was the start of it. 1 Kings 11:11. The Most High was going to rent the kingdom from Solomon and give it to thy servant. That servant, as we read down further, is going to be the Ephraimite, which would be considered a Puerto Rican Ephraimite, Jeroboam. That was his name. And rent means to rip or to take or to pull apart. Okay. It says, notwithstanding, in those days I will not do it for David my servant sayings, but I will rend it out of thy hand of thy son. So the Most High said, I'm going to do this, but I'm not going to do it while you're alive, Solomon. I'm going to do it when your son is alive. And Solomon's son was Rehoboam. Okay. Jeroboam was the servant of Solomon who took over the 10 tribes. And he was a Puerto Rican, which is the head of the 10 tribes, an Ephraimite. And Rehoboam is Solomon's son, which became head over the Negro tribe, which is Judah and Benjamin. Okay. And Levi. All right. The Negro tribes. I put this little pointer in there too. The tribe of Levi was split throughout all of the tribes. All right. And back then you had the tribe of Dan that still was in the mix. Okay, just to put that in there. All right. So it'd talk about things like, when we go down further, it's gonna talk about things like Jeroboam receiving 10 tribes. Because the tribe of Dan was still back then, and the tribe of Levi wasn't counted in there. All right. And then it's going to say things like Rehoboam received the 2 tribes, which was Judah and Benjamin. All right. And it excludes Levi because Levi was scattered throughout all the tribes, being a priest. All right. So jumping back to 1 Kings 11:13, it says, howbeit, I will not rend away all the kingdom, but I will give thee 1 tribe to thy son, and for David thy servant's sake, and for Jerusalem's sake, which I have chosen. So when the Lord told Solomon he was going to take the kingdom from him, he explained to him that he would leave 1 tribe for him. And it wasn't just literally Judah. It was the 1 tribe is talking about the southern kingdom. That's the 1 tribe. Judah and Benjamin. Okay. Levi. All right. Because if I'm not mistaken, I will have to go back over it, but I remember reading a minute ago and talking to it amongst brethren that all the Levites was kicked out of the land anyway. I got to go back over it. I'll go back over. I'll search it later on. But jumping down to 1 Kings 11:26, it says, and Jeroboam, the son of Nebat. Now, this is the servant of Solomon, Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, an Ephratite, which is a province in Ephraim. It says, an Ephratite of Zerida, Solomon's servant, whose mother's name was Zeruiah, a widow woman, even he lifted up his hand against the king. He started to go against King Solomon. It says, and this was the cause that he lifted up his hand against the king. Solomon built Millo and repaired the breaches of the city of David his father. And the man Jeroboam was a mighty man of valor. And Solomon, seeing the young man that he was industrious, he made him ruler of all the charge of the house of Joseph. So Solomon, seeing that before Rehoboam went against Jeroboam. More, I'm sorry, Jeroboam went against all Solomon. Solomon has set up Jeroboam to be charge of the house of Ephraim. House of Joseph over the northern kingdom. He appointed him a ruler over the northern kingdom, not knowing that later on Jeroboam will be actually taking over the northern kingdom. It was set up through the Most High. It says, verse 29, and it came to pass at that time when Jeroboam went out to Jerusalem that the prophet Ahijah the Shalonite found him in the way, and he had clad himself with a new garment, and they two were alone in the field. So Jeroboam and the prophet Ahijah was alone in the field. All right. It says, and Ahijah cut the new garment that was on him and rent it in 12 pieces. So the prophet Ahijah took the garment that was on Jeroboam and cut it into 12 pieces, which represented the 12 tribes. It says, and he said unto Jeroboam, take thee 10 pieces, for thus saith the Lord, the power of Israel. Behold, I will rend the kingdom out of the hand of Solomon and will give 10 tribes to thee. So Jeroboam was promised by the Most High that he was going to get the northern kingdom, the Latino and the Native American tribes. So you see in the split, this is the genesis of the split. Okay. It says, but he shall have one tribe for my servant David's sake, and for Jerusalem's sake, the city which I have chosen out of all tribes of Israel. Which meaning that Jeroboam was going to get the 10, and Solomon, which he had his son Rehoboam, was going to get the one tribe, which was Judah and Benjamin, man, the southern kingdom. They was going to get the southern kingdom. Okay. Jumping down to verse 35. So this is the genesis of the split. And when this split had happened, of course you had, which are, for lack of better words, patriots amongst the 10 tribes, or patriots amongst the southern kingdom, and patriots amongst the northern kingdom. Motherfuckers that just go hard. Even though they're brothers, they're going to go hard against each other. They're going to rep their 10 tribes hard. And you see that to this day. You see that very same tension still to this very day. We're dealing with the southern kingdom and northern kingdom. They live in the hoods together, and they fighting against each other. The essays against the niggas. Verse 35 says, but I will take the kingdom out of his hand and will give it unto thee, even 10 tribes. And unto his son will I give one tribe, that David my servant may have a light always before me in Jerusalem, the city which I have chosen me to put my name there. And I will take thee, and thou shalt reign according to all that thy soul desire, and shall be king over Israel. So Jeroboam was made king over the northern kingdom. It's verse 40. It says, Solomon sought therefore to kill Jeroboam, and Jeroboam arose and fled to Egypt unto Shishak, king of Egypt, and was in Egypt until the death of Solomon. So when this had happened and Solomon found out that he was going to be made king, Solomon tried to kill him. It says, and Solomon slept with his father and was buried in the city of David, and Rehoboam reigned in his stead. His son Rehoboam took over. So remember, it was promised that the Lord said he wasn't going to rent the kingdom in the time of Solomon, but he was going to rent it in Solomon's son. So the last verse said, and Rehoboam, his son, reigned in his stead. So when Rehoboam got up to bat, the kingdom started to get split. Now this was where the kingdom started to split. You see? And you still got these guys with this split mentality because they still had the curses on them. Even though they come to the truth, niggas is still didn't put off their old man. Now let's go into the 12th chapter and explain further what the split and what happened. It says 1 Kings 12:1. And Rehoboam went to Shechem, for all Israel were come to Shechem to make him king. Okay, so what was finna happen was Rehoboam was finna be made king over all Israel, the northern and the southern kingdom, right? It says, and it came to pass when Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, who was yet in Egypt, heard of it, for he was fled from the presence of King Solomon, and Jeroboam dwelt in Egypt, that they sent and called him, and Jeroboam and all the congregation of Israel came and spake to Rehoboam, saying, so when Jeroboam, who was already in Egypt, fled because of King Solomon, he heard that they was going to make Rehoboam king over all Israel. He came back to the land. All right. It says, verse 4, it says, and they called him, and Jeroboam and all the congregation of Israel came and spake unto Rehoboam, saying, thy father made our yoke grievous. Now therefore make thou the grievous service of thy father and his heavy yoke which he put upon us lighter, as we will serve thee. So when King Solomon started going off like that, he started having demons on him. He started to oppress the nation. Now when Rehoboam came to be made, when Rehoboam came to be made king, the northern kingdom and the northern kingdom came with Jeroboam and was asking him, look, man, your father, he was oppressing us. Right? It says, and he said unto them, depart yet these 3 days, then come again to me. And the people departed. So the northern kingdom was saying, look, your father oppressed us. Could you make it light upon us, and we will serve you? Don't oppress us like your father did. Rehoboam, don't oppress us like Solomon, your father did, and we will serve you. All right. And Rehoboam told him, come back in 3 days and I'll give you my answer. It says, and King Rehoboam consulted with the old men that stood before Solomon his father while he yet lived, and said, how do I advise that I may answer this people? So Rehoboam went to the old counselors that was of his father and asked them counsel. It says, and they spake unto him, saying, if thou wilt be a servant unto this people this day, and will serve them and answer them and speak good words to them, then they will be thy servants forever. And the old men told him, look, do good by these people and do good by the northern kingdom, and they'll serve you forever. But this is what Rehoboam's action was. It says, but he forsook the counsel of the old men, which they had given him, and consulted with the young men that were growing up with him, and which stood before him. So the spirit of the Most High put a spirit on Rehoboam, Solomon's son, to be a demon, to fulfill his prophecy of the kingdom being split. He didn't listen to the old man. He went to the young men that grew up with him. And this is what the young man told him. And it says, and he said unto them, what counsel give ye that I may answer this people who has spoken to me, saying, make thy yoke which thy father did put upon us lighter. And the young men that were grown up with him spake unto him, saying, thus shalt thou speak unto this people that spake unto thee, saying, thy father made our yoke heavy, but make thou it lighter unto us. Thus shalt thou say unto them, this is the counsel of the young men, my little finger shall be thicker than thy father's loins. And now, whereas my father did lade you with heavy yokes, I will add to your yoke. My father have chastised you with whips, but I will chastise you with scorpions. So the young man told him, nah, man, be even rougher than your father. Be more oppressive than your father. Why? Because it was said in chapter 11 that the kingdom had to be rent. That's why Rehoboam forsook the old man counsel and hearkened onto the young man counsel. All right, verse 12 says, so Jeroboam and all the people came to Rehoboam the third day, as the king had appointed, saying, come to me again the third day. And the king answered the people roughly. The king is Rehoboam, Solomon's son. He's talking to the northern kingdom, the Negros, the Latinos and natives, descendants. It said the king answered the people roughly and forsook the old man counsel that they gave him, and spake to them after the counsel of the young men, saying, my father had made your yoke heavy, and I add to your yoke. My father also chastised you with whips, but I will chastise you with scorpions. So basically, war started from that point on between the tribes, the southern kingdom and the northern kingdom. And these guys, Fopi and Ancient of Days, these guys are still products of this. Okay? It says, wherefore the king hearkened not unto the people, for the cause which the Lord. See, it says, for the people hearken not unto the people. I mean, the king hearkened not unto the people. He didn't listen to the northern kingdom and do what it is that the northern kingdom had asked him. It says, for the cause was from the Lord, because it was because of the Most High wanted it to be split. That's why the Negroes don't get along with the Latinos and Native Americans in this world. Only the election amongst us is coming back. And that's why you see brothers like this in our camp out there in the Spanish and showing brotherly love in the name of Yahawashi now. Right? So jumping back, it says that he might perform his saying, which the Lord spake by Ahijah the Sholonite unto Jeroboam the son of Nebat. So the Most High word had to be fulfilled, right? It just explained it. That's why Rehoboam made that decision. Verse 16 says, so when all Israel saw that the king hearkened not unto them, the people answered the king, saying, what portion have we in David? Meaning that what the northern kingdom said, what portion have we in the southern kingdom? Neither have we inheritance in the son of Jesse. To your tents, O Israel. Now see to thy own house, David. So Israel departed onto their tents. So that's where the split started at, man. Okay? That's where it started at. It was because of Rehoboam's counsel and the purpose of the Lord renting the kingdom from Solomon. All right? Verse 18 says, then King Rehoboam sent Adoram, who was over the tribute, and all Israel stoned him with stones that he died. Therefore, King Rehoboam made speed to get him up to his chariot to flee to Jerusalem. So Rehoboam then sent Adoram, which was the head over the tribute, and the northern kingdom stoned his ass. See? They were split. What you doing? They basically, what you doing here? And stoned him. I think that the northern kingdom say, Mayate, what you doing, Mayate? You know? That's what the northern kingdom called the southern kingdom, I believe. That's what they basically did. What you doing? You just like in the ghettos, the northern kingdom, if the southern kingdom cross the lines of the northern kingdom, they're going, hey man, what you doing over here, fool? You know, he could get killed. He gonna get killed. Same thing, vice versa. The southern kingdom, what the fuck you doing, nigga? And they gonna try to kill him. Goes all the way back to the split. It says, and all Israel stoned him with stones. It says, so Israel rebelled against the house of David onto this day. This very day is still happening. And these guys are spitting images. These two dudes, these are demons that support that. All right. And also this dude right here. He's a damn demon too. That's right in league with it. You know? That Southern Kingdom, Northern Kingdom beef ass dudes, man. Both of these demons. All three of them. And it's more of y'all. With no understanding, fighting each other. Lord gonna smote you. Verse 20, 1 Kings 12 and 20. And it came to pass when all Israel heard that Jeroboam was come again, that they sent and called him unto the congregation and made him king over Israel. He became king over the northern kingdom. There was none that followed the house of David, but the tribe of Judah only, the southern kingdom. It says, and when Rehoboam was come to Jerusalem, he assembled all the house of Judah with the tribe of Benjamin, 100 and 80,000 to fight against the house of Israel to bring the kingdom again to Rehoboam, the son of Solomon. So then Rehoboam went back to Jerusalem, gathered up the tribe of Benjamin. It was going to go to the northern kingdom to try to get to what they say, to bring all the kingdom again to him. See, it says, but the word of the Most High came to Shemiah, the son of the Most High. So I'm sorry, Shemiah, the man of God, saying, speak unto Rehoboam, the son of Solomon, king of Judah, and unto all the house of Judah and Benjamin, and to the remnant of the people, saying, Lord, you should not go up nor fight against your brethren, the children of Israel. Return every man to his house, for this thing is from me. I split. The Most High said, I split the kingdoms. I did this. Go back up, Rehoboam. You're not finna fight your brothers. I did this. It says, they hearkened therefore unto the word of the Lord and returned and departed according to the word of the Lord. So Rehoboam was trying to get the tribes all back together. But the Most High stopped it. Right? It says, and Jeroboam said in his heart, verse 26, chapter 12, 1 Kings 12 and 26. And Jeroboam said in his heart, now shall the kingdom return to the house of David. So when this was finna go down, when Rehoboam was finna do this, Jeroboam thought in his mind, matter of fact, let me see, Jeroboam built Shechem. All right, so Jeroboam believing in his mind that the kingdom was going to go all back to the house of David under Rehoboam, this is what he decided to do. All right, it says, if this people go up to sacrifice in the house of the Lord at Jerusalem, because remember we had the yearly sacrifices, and the northern kingdom had to come to Jerusalem to sacrifice, right? And Jeroboam, knowing that, this is what he did, because he believed that all the tribes, he would lose being king over the northern kingdom, and all the tribes would come together. He believed that. So this is what he did. It says, if this people go up to do sacrifice in the house of the Lord at Jerusalem, then shall the heart of this people turn again unto their Lord, even unto Rehoboam, king of Judah, and they shall kill me and go again to Rehoboam, the king of Judah. He thought they was going to smote him. Like, man, damn, they're going to kill me and get all the tribes back to Rehoboam, you know, under the southern kingdom. It says, this is what he did. Wherefore the king took counsel and made 2 calves of gold and said unto them, is it too much for you to go up? So it is too much for you to go up to Jerusalem. Behold thy gods, O Israel, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. So this dude created a calf and told the northern kingdom, look, it's too much to go over there to Jerusalem where the southern kingdom's at. Don't go over there, man. Look, these is your gods that saved you. And what the northern kingdom do? They started worshiping them idols, man. Believing in that. That's why that was the history right there. That's the whole history of how we was split. That's the history of how we got split between Rehoboam and Jeroboam, and the thing that King Solomon did. And that's what the Negro Latino Native Americans, that was the genesis of us being split, and we've been split ever since. 3,000 years later in the future, you still have Israelites that split, but you have an election that's coming back together. Now, when Jeroboam created that calf, that's why the northern kingdom is so heavy into idol worship. All right? That's why they got all type of season boy shit. I was doing a delivery the other day, and this northern kingdom guy had a whole he had an altar in his front yard. I couldn't believe that. I'm like, dude, whoa, this dude got an altar in his front yard. It's a big thing of Caesar. But like, you got flowers, you can kneel down in the front yard, you can kneel to it and pray to it. This is Hosea 4:17. Ephraim is joined onto idols, let him alone. The northern kingdom is joined onto them idols because of an act of Jeroboam. All right? But it is what it is. That was the will of the Most High. Now we're coming back. And these are the scriptures to prove it. Isaiah 11 and 12. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel. All the northern kingdom that's an outcast, the Lord is assembling you. And gather together the dispersed of Judah. All the Judites that's out there, the Most High is gathering you too. You northern kingdom, southern kingdom, more rather. But the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, the Most High is gathering us back together. See, that's why you see brothers out there, northern kingdom out there speaking Spanish, doing their thing. All right, that brother right there, Jonathan from the tribe of Zebulon too. All right, in the back is Malak Issachar, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Slack, bro, if I got it wrong. All right, and that brother your cause, tribe of Gad. All right. So the Most High is gathering us. It says from the four corners of the earth. It says the envy also of Ephraim shall depart. It has departed. All right. That's why you had them brothers out there with us. And the adversaries of Judah shall be cut off. Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah should not vex Ephraim. It's going to be no more. That is already occurring here. All right. Ezekiel 37 and 16 says, moreover, thou son of man, take to thee one stick. The stick is the where the 12 tribes is written on. All right. Take to thee stick. This is the stick. We'll break down the tribes. Take to thee one stick and write upon it for Judah and for the children of Israel, his companions. So for the southern and the northern kingdom, take another stick and write upon it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Israel and his companions. So the southern kingdom and northern kingdom, put them all together on one stick. It says, and join them one to another into one stick, and they shall become one in my hand. And that's why at the end time, who do you see out there? Who do you see out there? That's the indicator. Right? It just said in Isaiah 11 and 12 that he will set up an ensign for the nations. An ensign is a sign. When you look who's out there teaching, you see Negro, Latino, Native Americans. You don't just see all Negroes, or you don't see all Latinos and Native Americans. You see both of them mixed. Both of them. Even amongst the apostles of Great Millstone, Apostle Tahar and Apostle Gabar, Southern Kingdom, Apostle Rakah and Apostle Rablab, Northern Kingdom. The stick being brought together. And it's over. Once we get brought together, the prophecy says it's over. Hosea 1 and 10. Yet the number of the children of Israel should be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it should come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, you are not my people, there it should be said unto them, you are the sons of the living power. Over here it said that the Negro, Latino, Native Americans, you're not the people of the Most High. We all hearing that. You got these Fopi, this dumbass, his dumbass saying that the Northern Kingdom ain't Israelites. And you got these two jackasses saying that the Southern Kingdom ain't Israelites. And then you just have that in general of the other nations saying that we not the people of the Lord, dudes like vocab, other little small minuscule demons. It says, then this verse 11 says, then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel be gathered together. And we're being gathered together again after 3,000 years of being split. Since Solomon, it says, and appoint themselves one head, and they shall come up out of the land, for great is the day of Jezreel, man. All right. And we all going back under King David. King David from the Southern Kingdom. He's going to be the king in the kingdom. So we being brought back together, man. All right. And when we get brought back together, this is the scriptures say we're going to do. It's in Zechariah 9:13. It says, when I have bent Judah for me, when I have taken the southern kingdom and filled the bow with Ephraim and the northern kingdom, and raise up thy sons, O Zion, against thy sons, O Greece. We're gonna go after the Edomites, the same person who conquered us, and made thee as the sword of a mighty man. And we're gonna go after the Edomites, man. We're gonna get them. And all the rebels amongst us, like Fopi and these ancient niggas, their ass is gonna get purged out, man. Especially these guys. These niggas sat there and burnt the image of the Lord. That's demonic. Saying that he him. And we don't worship this image, but we use, we think in pictures, so we use it for edification, but it shows the intent of this guy's heart, man. Lord gonna fuck that dude up. And he spit on it too. Nigga spit on it viciously.
Worshiping the idols of the other nations. Read what you got, bro. Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 25. The graven are false gods. These are the images and idols of the Canaanites that are amongst us today. They're pushing their own images. You see,